Protesters in Madagascar's capital, Antananarivo, clashed violently with security forces on Thursday, October 9th, as anti-government demonstrations entered their third week, highlighting growing unrest in the island nation. Security forces fired tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse crowds of mostly young demonstrators who responded by building barricades, throwing stones, and shooting slingshots. Thick plumes of smoke filled the streets as armored vehicles advanced and ambulances struggled to reach the injured amid chaos. The protests, which began on September 25th over severe water and electricity shortages, have since evolved into a broad political uprising demanding the resignation of President Andry Rajoelina. Drawing inspiration from the Gen Z protest movements in Kenya and Nepal, the movement has united a frustrated generation of Malagasy youth who say they have endured years of economic hardship, corruption, and government indifference. President Rajoelina, facing the most serious challenge to his authority since his re-election in 2023, has tried to calm the situation by dissolving his cabinet, appointing a new prime minister, and announcing a national dialogue involving religious leaders, students, and youth representatives. However, protesters have rejected the move, describing it as an empty gesture that fails to address their core grievances. "We just want one thing. It's Rajoelina to move," said protester Virgilus Jesus, echoing a sentiment widely shared among demonstrators who accused the president of clinging to power while living conditions deteriorate. Another protester, Lala Harizo, said, "In 12 years, no one has ever listened to us, which is why we are now insisting on the president's departure and not on dialogue." As security forces in riot gear advanced through tear gas and debris-strewn streets, many protesters wrapped themselves in Gen Z flags, symbols of defiance inspired by global youth movements demanding justice and reform. Despite government attempts to frame the unrest as politically motivated, the demonstrations have drawn thousands from diverse backgrounds, united by anger over rising poverty, unemployment, and perceived corruption at the top. "Our problem has not yet been resolved. Rajoelina does not want to leave, even though the people are demanding it," said protester Deraina Itokiana Rakotobi. According to the United Nations, at least 22 people have been killed and more than 100 injured since the protests began, though authorities dispute these figures.